All right, so there you go. A lot of emotions in Kaduna State only yesterday. Well, tears of joy for the parents and, of course, and for those who had loved ones in captivity regaining their freedom. Let's get some perspective in Kaduna State right away. My friend Emmanuel Zaka joins us live, public affairs analyst. Emmanuel, good to see you again. I'd like to thank you most kindly because the notice was quite short, but then you agreed to talk to us from your perspective. Now, you were on ground when they were released, when they regained their freedom. Help us describe that moment. Help us describe what you saw and what you heard. You were on ground, Emmanuel. All right, Emmanuel, I'm not sure we have your audio signals. Let's see how we can sort that out very.
I can hear you. It's all right.
If we
can I continue?
Okay. Let's see. I think we have you back now. You may need to go over your thoughts again. Describe that moment for us. The moment when the students were released, 14 of them. We also understand that some staff of the Greenfield University, which were also kidnapped, also regained their freedom. Talk to us from your perspective about that particular moment.
Oh, it was a wonderful moment. It was a very beautiful moment. It was a moment, anyway, the thing about that moment is that I have seen something like that before when the AFACA students were released. But again, yesterday, it was again as if it was a new thing. I was emotional, very, very emotional, because I saw parents and I saw the young girls and boys in tears, all of them as they dropped from the bus that went to pick them. Maybe symbolically, the bus was a black bus, and then it came and dropped them. But I think that it was supposed to have been a white bus. That's by way of some statement, symbolism anyway. But to come to the fact of the matter, I saw yesterday young people that as I saw them and as they were dropping from that bus, I was thinking in my heart that God, what if these young people, some of them 17 years, some of them 18 years, some of them 19 years. What if they take the torture that they went through for 40 days? What if they take this torture and they nurse it in their heart and they unleash it upon us in the future, thinking that we have failed them, we have failed to live up to what we were supposed to do to them as young people, to protect them, to provide them security, thinking that government has failed them, because that was what they were hearing from their parents. Their parents were lamenting that not a dime was contributed to their release by the government. They said they paid up to between 150 and 180 million naira. My friend, just imagine 180 million naira, invest it into a kind of a business, assuming they are a cooperative society, those parents, and they invest that amount into a business. But imagine the kind of return that they will get. But now they have given it to people for no reason at all. They have taken their money from them. And all of them, it was yesterday for the first time that I saw and the students of the Greenfield are not actually children from families that are very rich. I just saw young people and their parents who feel that the only thing they think that they owe their children in this country, that does not seem to be working, is that they owe the children a very quality education and they are ready to pay for it. That was what I saw. Because yesterday, like I told you earlier, maybe you didn't hear me, it was luck for me, because one of the persons that went there to pick them together with the parents called me, having known that I was passionately campaigning for their release on the social media and my timelines. He said to me, Emmanuel, he said, the students are about to be released. Please pray for us because they said that they are going to keep them somewhere for us to go and pick them. Pray for us. And I kept praying. I kept hoping that this thing will not change again. And finally, he called me. He said, where are you? And I was very close there. He said, go to Redview Hotel, that they are going to be brought there. And when we went there, I waited for less than 15 minutes and they were there. Their parents were angry at the government. They said they will not allow anybody to touch their children. They will not allow them to take them to the hospital as they usually do. But it was the case with AFACA. Of course, AFACA is a federal institution, so it was okay. But for them, they refused to allow government to even touch their children. Parents took their children in tears and they took them home. But when I was going home, one of the released students, together with her parents, they were looking for a hospital nearby to go and take the child so that they will examine her and see if she was in good shape, both psychologically and medically. We went together. We went up to the hospital together with them. And as we were going, the little girl narrated something that broke my heart. She said, 5 of us that we are killed, 5 of the students that we are killed. He said they held a mirror. They hold this mirror, and if the mirror shows the face of anyone whose face appeared on the mirror, that they will kill them, that they will kill the person. That was what they did. She said there was one other lady that they killed her because that the Oga said he didn't like her dressing. She even told us that the 3 people that were killed, that were kidnapped in Kaduna, in a place called Bagi Villa. 3 people, only 4 days or 5 days ago, that they saw one of them there, that the man is in torture. They torture the man on a daily basis. I am wondering if these young children grow up with the anger and the bitterness that we have failed them and unleash this anger upon us in the future. How are we going to? And this is not an isolated case. We have the 39 from Afaka. We also have 2 nurses now. As I speak with you, we have 2 nurses who are staff of the state government who were abducted at their duty post. And it was just 2 days between them and the Greenfield student. So they are also going to 40 days tomorrow. Nothing has been heard about them. And it is only their parents and their families that are working to secure their release. Tell me, who would want to sacrifice themselves for government when they are doing government work? And it is a hospital. Are we saying that people who are working in the villages should not go to the hospital to work again? See, it was joy for me. Thank God 14 are out. But we have also other people who are still in the bush. We have the nurses, the 2 nurses, Afiniki and Grace, that are still in the bush, and they are government workers. And we also have a Reverend Father who was also taken. So you see, the Kaduna, if you want to get excited about
Emmanuel, I mean, I could allow you go on and on. I hate to break you. I hate to, to interrupt your flow of thoughts and all. But again, what exactly is the Kaduna state government doing? And help us also understand, at the moment, I think the schools are in session. Is there an improvement in terms of how secure the schools are right now in Kaduna State, the region where you are?
Not that I see. Not that I see. You remember the other time I told you that when our governor spoke, he said that even if it is his children that are abducted, that he has already told them that they should not allow themselves to be kidnapped. So it means that the security strategy that we have in Kaduna is that you must not allow yourself to be kidnapped. It is even as if he's saying that those who are kidnapped actually allowed themselves to be taken. I have not seen anything. I've not seen any improvement at all concerning with respect to security. I've not seen any action being done. And I can tell you that unless God intervenes, we'll continue to be reacting to this kind of thing. And now that all the students from schools in bulk have been released, we have to be on the lookout because they may strike again. Because as if they are aware that we are not even serious. Remember I said here that these are not people that make threats and then they don't carry out their threats. They are not like that. Unlike the government that will threaten and threaten. The governor threatened that he is going to demolish houses, demolish market, and he carried out this threat against the cries of the people. But this saying that he's going to demolish, destroy the bandits, this is one threat that the man has not been able to carry out. And this is the threat that we want him to carry out, so that we will know that indeed he means it. Because what we hear now is that anybody that pays ransom, that the person will be prosecuted. These parents yesterday, they said we are ready to say it. They said we have paid ransom. We paid 8 bikes day before yesterday. We added 30 million naira in addition to the so many millions that we had already paid. We are saying it. It is from our own money, from our own sweat, because we cannot allow our children to be in
that's
captivity.
Another talking point, Emmanuel. Yes, I was saying that's another talking point, Emmanuel, because 150 million naira and then 8 bikes were also handed over to the kidnappers. Well, I'm not sure we want to dwell on that, but there was a bit of a showdown or a face-off between the parents of the kidnapped students and the Nigeria police. Maybe in 60 seconds or less, you can just help shed some light on what exactly played out.
What they said is that these people were not, when they were there, the 5 children were killed. They didn't go after those that killed the children. They worked hard. Nobody helped them in the negotiation to release their children. Now that they have successfully done it, why is it that the police will now come and take those students that are already rescued? They needed them when they needed them for rescue, not after they were rescued. So that was why they said they didn't want any state functionary to even come there. That was the reason.
Well, I think that's a good place to leave it, Emmanuel. Thank you so much for this very wonderful updates on the 14 adopted Greenfield University students and staff who were only released yesterday, Saturday, after staying in captivity for 40 days. I mean, when I saw those videos, I knew that there was a need for us to put it out there for our viewers around the world, and of course, to get some perspective from you, Emmanuel.